Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you for this opportunity for me to attend this activity called Asia Got Talent. It is an honor and such a great experience for me for this opportunity, and I thank you again for that. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Shana Kaila, and I study at SMPIT Nurul Ilmi Medan, and now I'm in my 8th grade. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on this occasion, I will have a speech about patriotism in Indonesia, about how our people, our grandparents, who have suffered and struggled for Indonesia independency. On last August, we had celebrated our 75th year of independence with this moment of our beloved Indonesia. I would like to take you back to the time when we were still in our enemy occupation, towards the spirit of nationalism in Indonesia today, and especially for my generation. Also to remember that during the time we have faced various obstacles, ranging from terrible bloodshed to political wars, just because they want us, as their next generation, their future nation, will have a completely freedom. A from story when the Dutch occupied us at year 1596. When the Dutchman called Cornelis de Houtman came to Indonesia and interested in our spices, such as pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, cloves, turmeric, and ginger. They want to monopolize our spices and trade that among Europe. Then they made the VOC. 2 years after that, they established it in 1692. They proposed to make this union is to monopolize spices in Indonesia. From there, they began to colonize us, forcing us to always purchase the spices they want to trade, taking our land. This made our people start to fight. Wars occurred in all regions in Indonesia. Many heroes appeared in that time. One was a heroine from West Sumatra named Siti Mangopo. She was such a brave heroine. She sacrificed herself as a babe by turning off the electricity in Dutch headquarters party so that the other Indonesian fellows can attack the Dutch. There were 53 out of 55 Dutch died in that attack. She handled etc. all. In her mind was only how to make Indonesia got his freedom. She was called as the lioness. Other heroines such as Chunya Jim from Aceh, her husband Chiku Bar gave her resistance in Aceh. Sisingamangala Jatwa from North Sumatra fought as well in Tanah Batak and died in Dutch hand. And many more heroes. But at that time, the Indonesian heroes only fought for the area. They were in one as a nation. Began at early year 19, the Indonesian people started to united. They fought as one nation, as Indonesian. There were also many heroes at that time. For example, Dr. Sutomo, the first initiator to establish the first movement young organization in Indonesia. Ki Hajar Dewantara, who started struggle in the field of education. And one of the heroine who most influenced a woman's life so that status of woman increased and could learn like a man. The hero named Eric Kartini and many more heroes. Indonesia's independence was not immediately followed when the Dutch finished colonizing. There were still Japanese who ruthlessly colonized us began at 1942. They were even more vicious than the Dutch. They came to Indonesia to promise independence to the Indonesian people. They tortured our people by forcing the Indonesian people to work without any compensation. Without any compensation. Finally, after 3.5 years, Japan withdrew because 2 cities of their country were bombed by the United States and on August 16, 1945. Then the day after, Mr. Sukarno and Mr. Hatta claimed our proclamation and announced it through all Indonesia. But this is not the end of our dependency. We also have to defend it after August 17, 1945. Mr. Sukarno, as the first president, and his vice president, Bung Hatta, fought to maintain Indonesia for the first time and defend Indonesia from the elite process who helped the Dutch take Indonesia back to their occupation. Then there is Franz Kesepo, who sang the national anthem for the first time in Papua. K.H. Ashari, who became the mastermind behind Santri to fight against the invaders, and many more heroes. Not to mention all the unknown Indonesian people since the Dutch occupation, altogether fought for our freedom. May Allah give His blessing and pay back all our hero sacrifices. Now, what can we conclude from the history of our heroes here? Never give up. Fight for our freedom. Think of our next generation who must live better than us. Be united. Together we can do anything. So ladies and gentlemen, Ladies and gentlemen, again, I would like to remind all of us here that we must remember our hero sacrifices. Remember that their motivation was to make us, as their next generation, will live better than them. We must do the same way. So, with our recent problem, which is not only us who has this problem, but all over the world, the corona pandemic, we need to fight together to be able to get out of this problem and to make sure that our next generation will live free from this pandemic. Learn from our caster, our heroes. We're not fighting human enemies here, but the virus enemies who are invisible and irresistible. So, what we must do is listen what World Health Organization has said. Listen to our government how to fight this pandemic. We're not fighting using weapons here, but through our logic, our mental, our discipline. Things what we must do among other area. First, wearing a mask normal part of being around other people. Second, maintaining distance from each other. Third, regularly and truly clean your hand with an alcohol-based hand rub or wash your hand with soap and water. After all the struggle that our hero did in the past, now it's our turn to fight together to protect our country and the world as well. Be safe from coronavirus infection, be smart, inform yourself about it, be kind and support one another. So ladies and gentlemen, this will be the end of my speech. Last but not least, I would like to say, may God always protect us. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. I apologize if there are any mistakes in all of my saying. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.